This episode is sponsored by Rebel Studio. Hello and welcome to episode 70 of the Board Game Geek podcast, where we geek out about board games, the mechanisms behind them, and the people who create them. I'm your host, Candace Harris, and I am super excited to have my good friend Eric Yorko here from What's Eric Playing, the blog / website. How's everything going, Eric?
Good. I was just jamming out to the intro music. It's beachier than I expected.
I like that.
Oh,
I'll take that.
Yeah, it's got a nice like summer vibe to it. I feel like I should be outside.
Oh, cool. Actually, like that is what I was going for when I picked that track. This was a song that I had. Well, it's not even a full song, but it was a song idea that I started for like one of my bands years ago, and we like never did anything with it. And so when I was starting this podcast, I was like, yeah, that makes me feel good. And I think it's just like,
it was just
you nailed it.
It was unexpected, which I enjoyed.
Oh, I'm glad it was very unexpected too. So anyways, how's everything going in your world?
Not too bad. It's another day, another dollar. I assume this will come out later, but the Switch 2 comes out tomorrow night, so I've been very like battening down my hatches for that.
Ooh, I didn't even know there was a Switch 2.
Oh yes.
What's new with it? I have a Switch 1 that I barely play.
All sorts of new stuff. It's gonna have a new Mario Kart. Like it's. I think you can like download games to other players' Switch consoles, so you can play like local co-op better. It seems like it's going to be a really nice like increment on the Switch.
Cool. Yeah, I was actually saying recently to Matt that we need to play some Moving Out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I've heard that one's good.
And the Valet one, Very Valet or something.
Oh, I haven't heard about that one.
Oh, if you like Moving Out, you're valeting cars, and it's crazy and cooperative and hilarious.
You should try Good Job. It's you're working your way up through like an office complex by doing a bunch of different jobs, but it has a very compelling physics engine.
Is it a co-op or like a one player?
It can be co-op. It's fun to play single player and see how fast you can play against someone else. Like if you can get a better score than the other player. But it's zany in a very good way.
Cool. Well, this is wild. I'm all talking about video games like I'm a video game player or something. Although I did get to play Bomberman recently. I don't know if you've ever played that game. I
cut my teeth on Bomberman GB for the Game Boy.
So, my friends Nate and Amanda have these like little like, I don't know, they kind of look like Bobo Game Boys that they made themselves, or they like bought something and, loaded it up with a bunch of like old games. And I was like, do you have Bomberman? And I just remember loving Bomberman. And now I realize it's stressful.
It is very difficult.
I was screaming like I would, because I'm bad at video games. I'm sort of a button muncher or button. Wait, what do you call it? A button
muncher, yes. No, button masher.
Oh yeah, button masher. I couldn't think of what it was. Whatever.
Yeah, so we don't have to bleep button muncher, do we?
and I don't say it usually. I'm told that that's what I am. But yeah, so I'm dropping these bombs, trying to remember how this game works, and trying to like kill these floating balloons or whatever, moving around like Pac-Man people. But the problem is, I sometimes, because I need to trap one of those balloons in, I have to run away before my bomb blows me up, and then I'm like, ah!
Yeah, no, it's. Cool. I was like, how many times did you blow yourself up with your own bomb?
Oh, a lot. Like I remember getting good at it to the point where you're in the level where your like bomb fire is like really extended and all sorts of stuff. So I'm gonna be revisiting that one, and yeah.
There's a Bomberman for the Switch.
See, but is it like multi-directional like modern video games are? Or is it like
might be. I think it has the classic multiplayer.
No, I'm talking about the camera. Like
I know. I'm saying I think that the multiplayer mode is like the classic like grid-based thing.
Okay.
I think the main story mode might be a little bit more like 3D.
Yeah, because that's a problem for me. Like, I got the Zelda game on my Switch, and like I have Skyrim, and I've like dabbled, but I cannot like I cannot seem to like figure out how to like maneuver both the joysticks to be able to see and move at the same time. There was like a dragon flying around and I'm just like running in the wrong direction. Like, where am I going? So I need basic video games.
I have a lot of friends who have that problem, or even like they'll get motion sickness from the 3D.
Are they butt munchers also? Or button munchers. Button munchers.
Yeah, I was like, again, do we have to bleep that? Is that
we're gonna have to bleep? We're gonna have to bleep all this.
Yeah, I was like, I know we talked about a certain level of like what's acceptable content, and I just never figured like butt munch would be like that's
edgy.
I think that's like a Beavis and Butthead level.
Hey, this is an edgy podcast. I don't know if anybody told you.
Hey. Welcome to Board Game Geeks podcast, where we're keeping it Beavis and Butthead level of profanity.
Edgy. Speaking of edgy podcasts, Eric and I have collaborated with two wonderful ladies in Australia, and we've been kind of casually dropping episodes for a new podcast called Life Beyond Board Games. And it's Stella from Meeple University and Melissa from her bedroom, and the two of us. And it's a very different type of board game podcast because we're not talking about specific games. It's more cultural things related to gaming, like etiquette when you play with people online, or Eric will say something else that I can't remember.
How to host a good board game night, or like your favorite kinds of games, what to do when you're playing a game you don't like. Just all those things that you kind of wish someone would talk about that aren't just here's the 5 board games we played this week.
Yeah, and at this, like, a very similar time, my friend Ben Mandelker from the Game Brain podcast started a YouTube channel called Table Scraps, and he does something similar. Like, he talks about the different shapes of board game pieces and, like, which foods are acceptable or what you don't want people eating at game nights and stuff like that.
You don't want people eating Cheetos?
No, you don't.
No,
but you know what? The Trader Joe's, like the Bobo Cheetos that they have aren't that bad. The residue doesn't.
Like, I just give people a pair of chopsticks in the bag, and I'm like, just use chopsticks.
That's brilliant. Mm-hmm. That is a hot tip. Oh man,
a hot Cheetos tip. I guess a flaming hot tip. I don't know. We'll workshop.
We'll work on it. But yeah, Eric and I guess, like, was it like 2 years ago or so, bonded at Gen Con when we were both randomly walking around, just checking stuff out. And it was like, hey, do you want to walk around together? Sure.
Absolutely. We played a very fun round of Monstrosity. End of sentence.
End of sentence. Nice. We did. And then, like, now anytime we're at a convention together, we try to, like, have some time to just walk around and do some window shopping.
Which is easier said than done, given how busy we both are.
Yeah. Now it's like we have to kind of gamify it and figure out when we're going to, like, have that slither of time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I just got back from Dallas last week for BGG.Spring.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really fun. Like, I don't feel like I played a ton of games because during the day, the first couple of days, I was like getting work done from the hotel room, and the next thing you know, it's 5:00, and I'm trying to make sure I balance getting some sleep and whatnot. But it was really, really awesome. My friends Nate and Amanda and Matt brought me some amazing barbecue from Austin.
Fantastic.
And I'm just like, for the second time in my life, I had the best turkey I've ever had from Austin.
Well, I was going to say, having particularly great turkey is a low bar, but
but like mouth-watering, like, will make you rethink what turkey is.
Will make you rethink how turkey is a garbage bird.
It is not a garbage bird. Oh man,
turkey,
we're going to talk.
Like,
Hey, this is a discussion for life beyond board games.
Yeah, I was going to say, particularly well-made turkey is very, very good, but most turkey just falls into the deeply okay bucket.
I'm just going to say you need to go to Austin. And
yeah, I'm not opposed to having good turkey. I'm not saying good turkey can't exist. I'm just saying, boy howdy, a lot of people are committed to making sure good turkey doesn't exist.
Hey, you're going to be dreaming about it when you have it.
Thank God.
But there are a couple other really cool things that happen at BGG.Spring. I got to play Dogs of War for the first time. Have you ever played that one?
No. Is it
Paulo Mori game? No dogs. Paulo Mori game. You have really cool hats though. They're like,
why is it called Hats of War then?
Because
they could have called it Warhammer and then gotten sued.
There was a reason. Warhammer. I like that. But it's
quick lawsuit.
It's an awesome game that's been like a grail game for me, and I think it's Play to Z and like Shut Up and Sit Down. Like they're putting out a new version of it, and I really hope that it keeps the charm of the original edition. But man, what a cool design. It's like it's worker placement, but you're buying these different troops that you need to play, and you're moving these 3 different influence tracks. And each round there's 2 out of 6 factions are going to be battling, and each round you randomly place them. And so there's all this diplomacy with other players. Like, hey, let's both try to push it in this direction. But if other players have a lot of their pieces on the side that loses, the winning side gets points for those. And it's just like an awesome design. I always knew I was going to love it. And it was really cool to finally play it. Although I played horribly.
I just can't get over the lack of dogs thing. Like it's called Dogs of War.
There's probably a reason for the hats that I don't remember. So we'll circle back.
I'm still on Warhammer. I think that's a good name. You heard it here first, folks.
I love that. Another highlight from BGG.Spring, I got to teach Aldi, the owner of Board Game Geek, Guards of Atlantis 2. Like, I've been just loving Guards of Atlantis 2, and I knew he backed it as well. And hadn't played it, so it was cool to play a game with him, and we ended up playing a 4v4 match, and it was so fun. So many people squeezed around a table. There were a couple incidents though where like he almost spilled mayo on my my neoprene mat, and I hate mayo. I don't like to say the H word.
Was he just doing a Stardew Valley and drinking it straight out of the bottle, or what was happening here?
No, he was eating a sandwich, and then I was like, I saw him like spreading it on the bun, and I was like, a
jar of mayonnaise in like a back pocket.
No,
does he just bring it with him to cons?
No, I was grossed out, and I was like, oh, and then he was kind of like making a joke, but then the plate fell. And oh my gosh, I won't even. Sorry, listeners. Sorry, I had to bring that up.
Okay, so another thing you can't eat at game night: a fully dressed sandwich. Reach into your bag and you pull out like a dripping wet Dagwood sandwich, and you're like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna eat this at the table." And I'm like, "Hey, don't do
that." Also, there is a really dope game called Presages that I talked about on the on episode 69 of the Board Game Geek podcast.
Nice.
And I played that. This was probably my most played game at BGG.Spring, and it's a team game where it's sort of trick taking, but you're also trying to get rid of your cards. And I played, I think, mostly 2v2v2 games, like 6-player games. And it's really, really interesting. I can't wait until there's an English edition of it out. But my little paste ups worked that I stayed up very late for, so I could bring that game with me to the con.
I always think I'm going to do paste ups for games, and I have never done a paste up for games. I always just kind of look at them and I'm like, I don't have time for this. I think it also helps I don't own a printer. So
hey, and for
I don't own a working printer.
Okay, yeah. Do any printers at home ever work?
No.
I feel like we always have issues with ours. Yeah. But for people who don't know what we mean when we say paste ups, it's just if you have a game that has text in a foreign language, you print stickers and translate it to your language. And so that's what I did with this game. And it was enough of a hit that my friend Matt ended up like ordering multiple copies from Philibert and was like, hey, can you send me your paste up file? And I'm like, yeah, it's kind of like busted, but sure. Anything to help. But that game was really cool, and I loved like getting to explore it more because I only got a tease of it on my trip when I was in Paris. But anyways, we're not here to talk about BGG.Spring or
I didn't go.
Button munchers or anything of that sort today.
Fully dressed sandwich incidents.
Yes, just like that was an unexpected splash of mayo that almost hit my Guards of Atlantis, my precious Guards of Atlantis set.
So much.
Today we're going to be talking about board games that we felt were unexpected hits. Eric and I, like, we contemplated talking about a lot of different things. Like, I think your favorite idea, which will be something for later down the line, is the flip episode.
Yeah. Only games with flip in the title. You know, what is it? Flip Flory might be a good person to ask about that.
Okay. All right. Well, we didn't do that. So we're that because I have not played enough flip games. I only Captain Flip and Flip 7, I believe, which I like, but I don't have any other flipping games like that. So anyway, that's what we're going to be talking about today. Games we felt were unexpected hits, or we felt were unexpected hits when we initially played them. But before we get into our unexpected hits, which will come in at an unexpected time on this podcast.
That's true.
I'd love to hear what you've been playing lately, Eric. So let's jump into fresh plays.
One of the ones that I wanted to highlight, I recently received a review copy of Zenith from Flat River Games and Playpunk.
Nice.
So Zenith is a 2/4 player game, so you can play in 2 teams of 2. And it's kind of a tug of war game on a bunch of different fronts. As you play cards, try and move chips towards you. The cards different effects. They'll let you get various tokens, various like credits and sort of things that you can use to get better and better technologies. It's a pretty recent release. Thing comes out. I think it either comes out or came out this year. And basically your goal is to get either one planet under your control 3 times, 4 different planets under your control, or any 5 planets under your control. So it's pretty clever. It's surprisingly fast as well, which I enjoyed. It's just a quick, snappy little game.
Have you played it with 2 players or with 4 players or both so far?
2 mostly. I struggle a little bit with team games for your like first play, because I find that whenever someone's playing it for the first time, they don't necessarily want to play a team game, because then if they make a mistake, they feel like they're letting their teammate down.
No, I've played this like 4 times, and I've only played it as teams so far.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me more about that. How was your experience?
All of them were really awesome, and they're very tense. I mean, which I'm sure you feel with the 2-player game as well. But you flip the one board over that has the board where you take the thing that increases your hand size, and when you take that action, you're able to pass 0 to 2 cards to your teammate, because you can only play, well, you sit next to your teammate and you can only play cards into planets that are on your side or the one in the middle, which might be Jupiter, the blue one, I think. So you'll have cards in your hand that you can throw to like bump up the tech track or to get that little metal thing. I forget what it's called, but yeah, I loved it. And actually, like, I bought a copy when I was in France. So I just carry around the English rules on my iPad for reference. But like, once you know the graphic design, I feel like it's really intuitive and well done.
So. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of it on Board Game Arena. It's been going over pretty well there too.
That's cool. That's awesome. So I brought this one with me to BGG.Spring, but I didn't get it played, unfortunately. But awesome. Glad you got to play it and have been enjoying it as well.
Yeah, same.
Highly recommend the 2v2. Cool. A game that kind of was a slight unexpected hit for me that I played at BGG.Spring was Scream Park. Scream Park is by a designer collective known as Jasper Beatrix. I guess it's a team of designers, developers, artists, and educators based in Syracuse.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this might be my first game from this group.
Did you ever play I think they used to be part of Story Machine games. So like I think Danger Park or Rosetta the Lost Language were some of their games.
Rosetta. I feel like I might have that somewhere but never played it.
It's very good.
It's a card game.
Yeah. Their recent game Signal is kind of a spiritual successor to Rosetta.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, lots of fun stuff there.
Yeah, and I showed you earlier, I picked up the typeset. Yeah,
typeset is very fun. We love it's a push your luck word game, so I enjoy that a lot. I mean, we were talking earlier before we started about Thing as well. They're like category based party game. I have played a number of games from DVC, and I'm a very big fan.
Well, I'm becoming one. So I picked up typeset because I think my mom will love it and she's coming to visit. And I was like, she loves word games. She loves push your luck. Like, let's go. So I'm excited to play that just from like reading the back of the box. But the game that I played is Scream Park. It's a 2024 release from, again, DVC Games. And it plays with 1 to 5 players. And it's a drafting tableau building game, which usually doesn't excite me. But I think the thing that made this exciting is the theme. And the idea is each player is like building scenes of their haunted house. Like, what are people going to experience as they walk through your haunted house? And everybody has their own like haunted house card. And then you're going to be drafting different cards that you could play as like scenes, or you can tuck them. And all the while, at the end of each of the 3 days, you want to be trying to move your like VIP through the different scenes, but the VIP will only move if you follow the rules from a card. So there are 3 different rules that are going to pop up during the the 3 days of the game. And I think there are a bunch of different ones that you'll play with, so you'll mix and match. But the artwork on this game is so good. Like, I don't even like haunted houses or anything like that, but the theme is just so good. And I love that, like, I made everybody read through their, walk us through their haunted house at the end. It was a little bit heads down, but I think that is mostly because we were all playing it for the first time. And, like, we literally learned it from the rule book. So it's like, I think as you play it more, the interaction will ramp up and nudge up slightly. But there are some things you're competing for where you're trying to have more of a certain icon compared to other players. But did you play Scream Park?
No, I haven't yet. I've been working through some of the other games in their collective set, so I'm very excited to try that one out. Cool. It's probably going to be closer to an October play for me. I like playing spooky games during our October.
Oh yeah, it's a great one for that. But yeah, it kind of, again, I'm not like someone who's drawn to a lot of games that, I don't want to say just have like drafting and playing cards into your tableau, but like this one just does it in a really neat way. The package and presentation was just great. So I am excited to play it more, and that is Scream Park.
Excellent. Another one that I really enjoyed that I played recently was, is it Rivages? Rivages? It's not
Rivages.
I don't know. Anyway, that one.
Rivages. Let's say
Yeah,
Rivages.
Rivages. Pandasaurus is going to kill us for this. But so I got a review copy of that from Pandasaurus. It's also published by Ketchup Games, I think, outside of the U.S. But it's a 2024 release. It's not quite a flip and write. It's more of a draft and write, which is kind of fun.
Okay.
So you've got your island map, and you'll be working your way through it, but you have cards that detail what paths you can take on a turn. You'll pick one, do one section of that card, and then you'll pass the rest of your hand to your opponent. So you're playing this like interesting like mixed draft where once a card is completely filled out, you add a new blank card to your hand. But
okay, gotcha.
The cards kind of cycle through, and you can pick which section of the card you want to use. And once you fill out enough of your map, you can discard the map and draw a new map. So you're constantly recycling things as you go through the game. But it has a lot of like the exploration mechanic that I like from games like Guild of Merchant Explorers or Cartographers, but with a fairly novel approach to like drafting. I'd say it reminds me a bit of Silver and Gold, but in a way that feel like it has a little bit more richness to it.
Cool. I have not played this one, but it sounds cool.
Yeah, it's fun. I like it a lot, actually.
I like the idea of kind of like drafting cards and making maps. I actually have never played Cartographers, believe it or not. I own it.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know. I got it at my the last like virtual flea market I went to at my local game convention. Or maybe 2 times ago, but I have it, and one day I will play it because I know everybody loves it.
Make sure that you play with the John Brieger rule, which is whenever you add a monster to your opponent's map, you don't draw the monster symbols, you draw a monster that fits inside of the piece shape.
Whoa.
It's very fun. Makes the game a lot more whimsical.
Hot tip. Cool.
That's what you come here for.
So, and Rivages, or Rivages, I don't know, that came out earlier this year?
Yeah, I think BGG says it's a 2024 release, but I feel like earlier this year is when I first started seeing it stateside.
Gotcha. And I would say also with Zenith, I was going to chime in that it literally is just coming to America. With Eddie Murphy and everything.
Yeah. Coming to America too. And so this one is coming to America too, also with Eddie Murphy.
Do you know there is a Coming to America too?
Oh yes, I've heard it. Of all the movies, it is one.
So Zenith is part 3, technically. Anyways, there's an English edition of Zenith that is making its way out. But I'll still have my French version and the story of not knowing what those player aids said initially.
Very fair.
Cool. Another game that I got to play at BGG.Spring is a new one coming from Eric Lang and Ken Gruhl.
Eric Lang.
This guy, I know.
That guy.
But it's like, it's called Clash of Clans, The Epic Raid. And this is like Eric's first kind of medium weight game in a while, because he's been doing more of the like exploding kitten stuff and lighter stuff and I Heart Manatees and everything. But this one, it's based on the app Clash of Clans. I've never played it. Have you?
No, I play even crappier mobile games. Like I play some of those ones that you see in the ads where the ad does it kind of wrong. And you're like, I could play, but I just look, man. I'm not proud of it.
Oh my gosh. Now every time I see one of those ads, I'm going to be like, oh, Eric probably played this.
Some of them, yes. Some of them very much no.
Well, so I don't know the IP that well either, but the idea is this is a worker placement game where you are competing to have the most victory points. It could be called glory or something. I don't remember, but
yeah, I think so.
The game is the game ends when a player hits 40 points or exceeds 40 points. And at the end of that round, that's the end of the game. So there is definitely like, you feel that like kind of race to get points or, keep up with other players if it looks like it's going to end. But you're placing workers to kind of build up your own little tableau tile placement wise. Tableau building. Tableau building.
Tableau building?
Has anyone ever said tableau building? It's like tableau building with tiles. I guess it's just tile laying. Or did I just invent something?
You might have just invented something.
Wow.
You're a pioneer.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for noticing. Anyways, this is a game that's coming from Maestro Media. They are going to be crowdfunding it, I believe, sometime this summer, soon-ish, due out in 2026. Plays with 2 to 4 players. And like I said, it's a worker placement game where, based on the Clash of Clans app, and if you've ever played that, I think you'll feel that, like, the art and everything has like kind of an app look to it, look and feel. But you start off with a little, like, I guess it's your kingdom or something, a couple tiles. And during the game, you're going to be like building out your kingdom. You're going to be adding like walls and cannons around, because you're going to be raiding other players. Players are going to be raiding you, and you want to protect yourself. And it was very cool because even though like you're raiding and it's just like everybody probably almost always did that, even though you're doing that, you never like lose anything. Like it might hold you back from getting some victory points at the end of the round, but you're not like, nothing that you're building is getting blown up or anything like that. That was neat. I think people who like tile placement games will like this, but for me, I like the interaction. I like the race, number one. Worker placement always has really nice tension where it's like, oh, if I want to do I forget if it was called like a super raid or something like that, where I get a resource and get to raid someone, I got to do that first. But wait, right. Oh, there's only one wizard there and I really want a wizard to join my army. So I got to do that.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, exactly.
And every time I think that my life can't get any better, a wizard joins my army.
Yeah, so you have, everybody starts with like a basic army of these two types of units. I guess one is she's an archer, and then there's a guy who's kind of like a warrior. And as you play the game, you can add more units like wizards, people, you can have a dragon, all sorts of stuff. And when you go to raid someone, you like send all your pieces there, and you have to like figure out which area, like which hex, were they hex tiles? Now I'm forgetting, because Eric told me I wasn't allowed to take photos.
Classic Eric Lang, keeping all the good stuff for himself.
How am I gonna like enjoy this game if I can't take a photo?
But did you at least take a hasty drawing of it?
In my mind, I did.
There you go. Pictures worth 1,000 memories.
But it was fun. Like when you engage in combat, like, or raiding someone, you roll dice and you're looking for more hits than their shields, and there's an exploding dice element to it. And if you have multiple of the same type of army person unit, you can like have them roll all their dice together. But
that's fun.
it was really fun, and I like the diplomacy aspect, because it's like, oh, who am I gonna raid? Well, don't raid me, Eric, because look how many points Stella's about to score over there. We need to take down Stella, and then I convince you to do that. And then meanwhile, Melissa is also, because she likes conflict, she's wheeling and dealing the same way I am. And yeah, anyway, it was exciting. It was fun. It was probably took about 90 minutes to play, maybe a little less. It's supposed to have like minis for like probably an upgrade. I don't know if it's standard, like, because we played with a like pre-production copy with standees.
Sure.
But I liked it. It was like good interaction, good, clean fun. So that's
the dream.
That is Clash of Clans, the Epic Raid. Good, clean fun. This is no longer an edgy podcast.
Yeah, we just went straight back into the Yes on My Christian Server podcast.
Now, a word from our sponsor. Are you ready to relax, recharge, and embrace nature's beauty? Step into the shoes of a cheerful gardener and bring your dream garden to life in Pergola, the stunning new game from Rebel Studio. Pergola is an engaging Euro-style game that offers unparalleled freedom in arranging elements. The game invites you to connect with nature, creating a serene sense of beauty and tranquility with no negative interactions. Your job? To create the most outstanding garden filled with delightful flowers, insects, and colorful lanterns that will fill your little oasis with a warm, cozy glow. This charming board game offers an immersive experience, perfect for players who want to spark their creativity and enjoy strategic planning, all set against the backdrop of beautiful hand-painted watercolor illustrations. Visit your local game store today and add a real buzz to your collection. Pergola, a delightful game that blossoms with strategy. Let's talk about our unexpected hit board games.
Let's do it.
I think, Eric, I have to say, I have to give a shout out to Black Rose Wars Rebirth. And people who listen to this podcast regularly are like, we're sick of hearing about that game.
It's so expected.
Now it is, but it really still surprises me how much I really, really love that game. And like, whatever it's like, that mix of mechanisms just keeps me
Sometimes
coming back.
Clicks.
Yep, keeps me coming back. And now I'm painting minis because of this and Guards of Atlantis too. And so it's like every time I get to play, it's more exciting. I'm like, do I choose one of these evocations based on the way they look because I painted them, or the paint job, or do I pick it because of its ability?
I mean, going off of vibes is a very strong way to play a game, just strategically speaking.
So, who knows? Next time I play, it'll be pretty unexpected.
It might even be an unexpected hit.
It will be.
That's the spirit.
My unexpected strategy will make it an unexpected hit for everyone.
That's fair. I mean, I'll see you and raise you, right? Like a game that is, I think, fairly popular within my circles, but was very unexpected when we were first picking it up was the game I want to talk about, the Shipwreck Arcana. So I think it was a publisher's second game. And so it was on Kickstarter. I remember seeing it on Kickstarter and being like, $15. I like the art. What's the worst that could happen? And so I bought it really without even looking at the page that much. I just looked at the art and the vibe, and it ended up being one of my favorite light deduction games. So your goal is basically you've got 4 cards that each have some condition. You have 2 tiles in your hand. You want your opponent to guess the tile you don't play. You play your tile to a card whose condition it matches, and then they have to figure out why you play what you played and what that implies about the card in your hand. It's very
cool.
fun. It's very quick. And the thing I like most about it is it supports drop in and drop out play. So like we used to play it at conventions all the time. Someone will come along and be like, what game are you playing? We'd be like, here, I'm going right now. So go to my right and just sit down and we'll deal you in. And by the time it gets around to your turn, you'll know how to play and we won't even have to explain it.
Yeah, that is a really cool bonus cherry on the top with that game. But I really like the art. I think some of those expansion cards are it gets wild. It'll be like, okay, your fate is the square root of
the day of the week plus the
times
percentage.
pi.
Plus the percentage that you have to pay for registration on your most recent car payment. I'm like, ugh. I guess that all pairs down to 6.
Yeah, I love the Shipwreck Arcana though. It's one, as I look back, that stays on my shelf, and I
just want them to make even weirder cards.
I mean, yeah, they could do that.
Yeah, just like the numeric value of the first letter in your name plus this. I'm just like, I want it to be even more esoteric and confusing.
Will you go ahead and make a special What's Eric Playing Shipwreck Arcana promo card?
God, if I had that kind of art skill.
Just send it to the artist. You just make the concept.
I'll ask him next time I see him at a con.
Cool. So that's the Shipwreck Arcana. One that I'm going to bring up that I just played recently and I had not even heard about, but I couldn't resist when I saw it. It's called Stomp the Plank.
Mm-hmm.
And this is an elephant pirate push your luck game. It's designed by Florian Sirix and Benoit Turpin, who designed, is it Welcome To?
Yes. I can't believe that you got that on one. People won't even notice the cut.
Oh, we're having too much fun. Anyways,
too much fun.
This game came out in 2022. It's published by The Flying Games. It plays with 2 to 4 players. And in this game, number one, I always love a board game that uses the game box as part of the components, like that you're
fun.
Playing. Yeah, so part of the box, I don't remember if you like flip it over, but it looks like a pirate ship. And each player is going to have a plank, and there's some kind of magnet where it kind of suspends off of the ship.
Ooh,
and you
fun.
Put your little elephant pirate at the far side of the plank, further from the water, of course. And when it's your turn, it's a push your luck game where you're going to reveal cards until you want to stop or you bust. And what you're looking for is unique types of treasure. So almost like ink and gold when you're running, you don't want to have like 2 snakes or whatever. I forget exactly
just
how
like
that
real
works.
life.
Yeah, just like real life. So you'll flip. Maybe you're like, oh, I want to stop. So however far you made it on the board where you're flipping these cards, there are going to be a number of discs underneath, and all of your opponents have to put these like chunky wooden discs, that many, on the end of their plank.
Tough.
Yep. But if you bust because you end up revealing a treasure card that you already had out there, then you have to move up 1 step on the plank. And something cool happens if you're able to like reveal all, I think there are like 7 different types. But you're kind of doing this and you're trying to be the last pirate elephant standing. And I thought it was just like silly, fun. I think push your luck games are always fun to me. And the components, I mean, elephant pirates, they're cute.
Elephant pirates,
they're
magnets,
not aggressive either.
Treasure.
They're very cute.
There's a lot going on there.
Yep. So that is Stomp the Plank. Have you ever heard of that one?
No, I haven't. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, I missed it too, or maybe it just like didn't make it out too much. But anyways, that's Stomp the Plank.
Nice. I think for me, my second one that I would throw up there is a recent one from my buddy Tate Wu over at Sunrise Tornado Game Studio. So Cat
cool,
Sudoku
Tate.
Summer Festival.
Oh, I've seen this.
It's a very small card game where essentially you're trying to avoid playing the same color in any row or column, but you're playing this like complex back and forth so you can make certain sets and score certain values. It's a really clever little card game. I like it a lot. I think it also has a cat in it named Mr. President, which I think is just a great name for a cat.
And it's multiplayer, right? Because I know, Sudoku puzzles, like, you usually just kind of, like, do on your own.
Oh, yeah, no, this one's 1 to 4 players.
No numbers, just colors?
Oh, no, it's got numbers and colors, so you can't match either.
Oh.
And it's only a 3x3 grid.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, I've never heard of this one, but, like, Tate makes great games, so.
Agreed. It's quite fun. I think it's coming off Kickstarter pretty soon.
Oh, yes, that's right. Was this kickstarted with another game that he had with blue and white, and it was
probably, I'm not 100% sure.
I can't think of what it is, but okay, cool. Cat Sudoku Summer Festival. next unexpected hit for me, and I'll say that loosely, is Decorum.
So good.
Yeah, and like I think like I just played Decorum for the first time last year.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, where have I been? Like I always knew like what the theme was, but I don't think I knew how much I would love it. So that's why I'm saying it's an unexpected hit to me, because I don't know if I like see the box cover if I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to just get into it." Like if I read about it, I'm like, that sounds cool. But
Right.
but it's such a cool cooperative puzzly game with the like one of the most unique themes where you're decorating a house with the other players and you're being really passive aggressive about it, but everybody's got their goals that they need to like have different rooms with different paint or types of decorations or styles, and you have to just work together deduction wise in a very passive aggressive way to
It's so much fun.
to figure out what the puzzle is. And I revisited it recently. I'm actually thinking about seeing if my mom can handle that one.
My old housemate and I think, sat down and played through all of the scenarios in the main box in like a couple goes. It was very, very fun. And it gets really tough towards the end.
Have you also played the expansion?
Not yet. I'm hoping that next time she visits, I can bust that bad boy out.
Cool. Yeah, I'm kind of curious about the expansion, but I still have more to do with just opening the other envelopes and, exploring it more. And Decorum's from Floodgate Games. It was a game that came out in 2022, and I think the expansion maybe was like last year,
nice.
2024. Cool. What's next on your list?
For me, I'm going to go a little bit more off the wall here and go with one of my favorites from a while ago, the Oink Games classic 9 Tiles Panic.
Oh, so I don't know it.
So Oink Games made a few games in the like 9 Tiles family. So originally 9 Tiles was a 3x3 grid, and you've got a little pattern card, and your goal is to match as quickly as possible. Very fun. 9 Tiles Panic escalates that a bit and makes it that you're building like a cityscape with like roads and people on it. And there are 3 category cards that everyone flips, and your goal is to be the best in that category. The better you are, the more points you get within that category. But it's very hard to be the best in all 3, so you have to prioritize which things you think you want to score.
Cool.
But the premise of it is basically aliens have invaded Earth, and they are hungry, which is never good for humanity until you find out that what they particularly want is hamburgers.
Oh, snap.
And so your goal is to try and kind of get them as many hamburgers as possible while you get like the government in on this. So, if you've ever just been playing like Castles of Burgundy and been like, I wish this were a hungry hamburger alien game. Well, let me tell you, it's got it.
9 Tiles Panic. Is it still in print?
I think so. They usually have it at shows.
Oh, cool. Okay, I have to try.
I love it.
Yeah, I have not played this one.
Yeah, it's very snappy, very quick, and very fun.
Cool. Okay, the next game on my list is Inheritors, which is 2022 released from Ice Makes and North Star Game Studio, who hooked me up with a copy of it. I forget when, actually. It was probably like shortly after it came out. But this is designed by Jeffrey CCH and Kenneth YWN. Plays with 2 to 4 players. And I mentioned it before because I took it with me on a trip. And we played it so much. And it's a card game that's in like a card game sized box, but it's meaty. Like there's like open drafting.
Interesting.
Lots of hand management. It's got a thing where you're making stacks of cards that go up in sequence of the same color. I think slightly reminiscent of like something like Lost Cities.
Sure. Oof, that's a tough one.
Yeah, but there are 14 cards of 5 different players, and you're playing cards into a tableau. There's like a market row where you can take a market row of cards. You can build influence up, and there are like different like public objectives that you're racing for. It's like I forget how many times we played it, but it's like one of those games where every point matters. And like the more you play it, the more competitive it feels, and the more you're like, let's play it again if somebody like beats you by 2 points. But I really liked Inheritors, and I picked up more of Jeffrey CCH's games, Age of Galaxy and Age of Civilization. And I've only played Age of Galaxy so far, but I really liked it for like a small mini 4X kind of game. So if you have not played Inheritors, you should check it out, Eric.
Sounds like I should.
Yeah.
My next one, Scorpion Masqué sent this one to me a while ago, but Turing Machine.
Ah, the infamous Turing Machine.
Yeah, I always tell people it's the most fun you're ever going to have doing math.
I don't know. Have you played 18XX?
No, I have not.
So...
Who knows?
Yeah.
You listeners, you'll have to let us know what your favorite math game is. If it's the BGG math trades, that's also a very valid answer.
I can't play that. That's above my complexity level.
Some people love those, but in Turing Machine, your goal is to essentially guess the secret code, and you've got a couple different cards that are essentially implying ways that you can get to that code. So it might be like, oh, the blue number is less than, 3, and you have to try and figure out for which blue number is that right. It's like it's a whole level of like multifaceted deduction. It's very fun and very interesting.
I definitely heard that people, if you like deduction games, seem to like really, really love it. And I bought it at some point, but then in classic Candace fashion, sold it before I got to play it. But I still am very curious to play it. And you said it's on Board Game Arena?
Yeah.
Because everything is now, right?
Many things are. There I wish more things were.
There are a lot though.
There are quite a bit.
The next game for me is Polynesia. This is a Per Sylvester game, the designer who created The King is Dead and Brian Boru. This came out in 2020, which is part of the reason I think nobody's really, like, not many people talk about it and stuff,
Tough. That was a tough year for gaming, yeah.
Yeah, but it's published by Ludanova, and honestly, the only reason I know about it is because when we were hosting some live, maybe like Gen Con online or something, I was the one who hosted when someone from this company demoed the game.
Interesting.
And I initially, like, I'm in like kind of live stream mode, so I wasn't paying attention a lot to the game, and I was just like, oh, this is cute, whatever. But then for whatever reason I started thinking about it later in the day, later in the week, and I looked into it more, and I'm like, this is actually a really cool game that's lightweight, lots of strategy and fun player interaction, where you're trying to get, everybody has like a bunch of these little meeples, and you're trying to get them as far away from this volcanic island before the volcano erupts, and you don't know exactly when the game's going to end because you're pulling tokens out of a bag, almost like Clank or something. Very simple.
Did you ever play Soul Last Days of a Star?
Heck,
it's an
yeah.
It's an old one, but it has the same mechanic of you don't know when the sun is going to explode.
Yeah, I love that game too.
That was quite a game. I like that one a lot.
I would say that was an unexpected surprise, but I had been wanting it for a while, and I'm glad they reprinted Soul. But yeah. It's a banger.
No, that's great.
But yeah, this one's like, the other cool thing is like when you take actions, I think the actions count down like 3, 2, 1. So whatever action you take first is you're going to be able to do it 3 times. Like if you're collecting resources, you would be able to get 3. But if you're moving, then you get to move 3. Something like that. But then it goes to 2, and then it's like, okay, well, what action do I want to do? Right. Because now I'm doing less of it, but it's later. And I just remember like lots of like really cool choices. Like the theme is cool. I like that you can get other people's meeples to sail you across
nice.
To different islands. And you're trying to get like just,
can you throw them into
away.
The volcano though?
You can't do that, but you can certainly try to leave them behind.
Yeah, but it feels like it would be nice to just like tip one in.
So anyway, that's Polynesia. I don't know if it's like still available. I recommend checking it out because I think it's a good lighter weight game. Not like
Fair.
super light, but like I would teach it to anyone. Yeah, I said it.
Hey, if it works, it works. I think my last one is I wouldn't call it particularly heavy, but it is on the heavier side for the games I usually play. So I was doing some writing because I think Board Game Bliss was featuring this. They sent me a copy to check out, but it's Obsession. So it's the Regency era deck builder where you're just increasing a posh family trying to just get posher. And so you can invite people to your fancy parties, but if they're Americans or worse, cads, then you like take reputational damage. It's just an incredibly fun game about being extremely snooty. And you can just get snootier.
Yeah. And it's like the theme is so unique. It's got that Downton Abbey kind of feel to it. Mm-hmm. It's really, really good. I did a Cardboard Creations interview with Dan Halligan, the designer, a couple years ago. And he's such a cool dude. And I love that he kind of, in a way that like Elizabeth Hargrave designed Wingspan, because she's like, I want to play a game that's like a theme that I like. And Dan was like, my wife, he wanted to play a game that kind of appealed to his wife a little bit. And and I do love that it's like a meaty game as well, Yeah,
I just really like how, like I said, insufferably posh the game is.
Cool. All right, the last one on my list is a game that came out at Gen Con last year. And if you walked by the booth and saw the box cover, you would probably keep walking. But if you saw it set up on the table, then you might stop and look.
I do like the drafting vibes of the box cover, just to offer at least 1 point in the box's favor.
Okay.
But
it's Tower Up.
Tower Up.
Yeah. I don't know about that. I don't know about the box cover art.
That's
fair.
Fair.
I don't know what else it would be per se, but the way the board looks so cool because you're actually like building towers on the game board. It's like a city or something. And it's a very simple game. It's designed by Frank Critton, Gregor Largi, and Sebastian Pochon, who's the Jaipur and Metropolis designer, which I love both those games. But it's from Monolith Board Games, plays with 2 to 4 players. It's very light, but very interactive. Like you have two actions, right? You either get resources, and to get resources, there's certain cards that are out there, like get a gray block or 2 white blocks or whatever, or you build. As you build, you have these tracks that you're kind of moving up, and as you move up tracks, you can trigger some combos. But it has a really, really cool table presence because at the end of the game, you're like seeing all these towers that you've built. But it can be mean too because you're like cutting people off from stuff, and I like it.
Yeah, I just learned how to play it. It's surprisingly snappy.
Yeah, and I love, another thing I love about it is that the insert with the resources, you just take it out of the box and you're ready to go. So I'm actually kind of kicking myself because I haven't played this in a while, but it really surprised me at Gen Con last year. And I was just like, wow, this is cool.
Yeah, I need to play it again. I enjoyed my last play of it.
Cool. Well, that is Tower Up. Eric, I'm going to just go ahead and congratulate you because you are now on one of the shortest BGG podcast episodes ever.
We did it, boys. Woo! Couldn't even get me on for the full time. That's how busy I am. So this means I have to vamp for the last 30 minutes, right?
That's right. Yeah. So now we're going to just sit here and talk. No.
I'd like to talk about politics. Just get myself banned.
But Eric, it's always awesome to talk to you.
Likewise.
I've really been enjoying, of course, when I can join, recording with you, Stella, and Melissa for Life Beyond Board Games. It's just such a delight, and it's also just crazy how the time differences between the US
Oh,
and
yeah.
Australia. It's
We
like,
have to
wait,
have like a 5 p.m. Friday recording time, and I'm like, oh man, guys, I want to do stuff.
yeah, it's summer
That's my
for us, it's
weekend.
winter for them first thing in the morning.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah, but we have a lot of fun, and it's one of those things where when Stella mentioned it to me, because Stella and I also have a relationship from like bumping into each other at game conventions.
And everyone likes Stella.
Yeah, Stella is awesome. And so when she asked me to do this, I was like, oh, I don't know if I have like capacity to do it, but I was like, okay, they're like short episodes. And I really do look forward to recording with y'all. It's like just always fun. And except when Stella puts me in the basement.
Hey, if you recorded more often, she'd let you out of the basement more.
Awesome. Well, Eric, I will probably see you at some convention this year. We'll
Hope so.
And we'll walk around together and look at games and maybe draw stuff together. Just like the good old days.
Just like the good old days where you almost got banned from a convention for your drawing.
Wow, just throw me under the bus there. This is such an edgy podcast.
In the last 5 minutes of the podcast.
Hey, I said it's edgy.
I'm here for the drama.
Awesome, Eric. Well, take care, and I will catch you soon. Thanks again.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me on, and thanks for listening, everyone.
You've been listening to the Board Game Geek podcast, produced and edited by Candace Harris. Special thanks to Matt Fonda for editing and mixing our music. Be sure to visit us on the web at BoardGameGeek.com. You can also find us on YouTube, X, Blue Sky, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitch under Board Game Geek. You can reach us by email at podcast@BoardGameGeek.com. Thanks for listening, and happy gaming!